Welcome back to Stony Point Forge and Star Belt Grinders. Tonight we're going to assemble the G6 belt grinder. And we're going to start out by sandwiching these three pieces together and dropping them into the slots. Just like that. Push everything together. There is a right and a wrong way. This front edge right here, this is the front of the grinder. It's 2 5/8 between here and here. And this side's 3 1/4. But with these holes already countersunk, you cannot go wrong. This side has 2 3/8 holes in it. This one has a 3/8 and a 5/16 hole in it. Now, to start out with, we're just going to take out our bag of bolts. We're going to slide the first nut in the slot here. Just like that. Grab a Allen head screw. Thread it in. Do the same thing with the bottom side. Now just don't tighten them up until we get this whole thing together. Then we'll go through and tighten everything up where it wants to be. Now we're going to slide it off the edge of the table. Put the bottom bolts in. Same way, put it in this little slot here. Spin this around. Do the same thing to the back side. Now we've got this all together. We're going to go through and tighten these all up. Okay, what I like to do next is put a core on here. That's on the side. Because it's a lot easier to hold all the shims in place. Now we're going to take the front bracket with the square shoulders on it. Verify it's going to be right, and it is. Now this shoulder bolt has two 30,000 shim washers on there. After you paint it, you'll probably have to remove one of them. Put it in the hole. Put the bronze washer in place. Put your carriage bolt in place. The 16th brass shim. Put it in the holes. Bolt that in place. Put a washer on here. Stand it up. Get the locking lever put in place. Yep, works in the right direction. Back in the same position. Ready to do the same thing to the other side. Take the now it's the same way. It's two thin 30,000 shim washers on both these bolts. Make sure it's in the same orientation as the other one. Drop that in place. Put that in place. Put the brass washers in place. Put it in the holes. Just like that. 5/16 nut and the 3/8 nut. Okay. We can go through and tighten those up. 9/16 end wrench. Half-inch end wrench. 1 inch. Looks good. Now we're going to take the top plate. Now this is going to want to face you when you've got this dropped in place. Like that. When you rotate it, it's going to be in the right orientation. Same way, you're going to drop these little nuts in place. Same thing on this side. Lock them all down tight now. Okay, everything works good. Now before you lose these 4 screws sitting right here, you might as well get them used up. This is your tracking arm. We're going to bolt the arm in place. Okay, we'll set this off to the side for now. We're going to take the arm for the work table and bolt this bracket on. Okay, we'll set this aside. Now all the flathead screws are used up. Now what I like to do is make sure there's no burrs or anything. So I just take a flat file and just kind of rub it all over everything. Make sure there's no piece of laser, scrap, or any burrs on the holes. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to take our 4 pieces of plate here. First one in. Got those in place. I've already went through the file, cleaned this one up. I'm going to set this in place. Start feeding your tabs into the slots. Goes just like that. Now we're going to grab this bag of bolts, dump everything out. Now you're going to have 3 that's longer than the rest of them for the motor mount. Set those aside so you don't get them mixed up. And now you just basically start dropping the bolts into the holes. Take your piece of square tube. Now this right here wants to be facing up towards you. Put that between the two pieces of metal. Drop your bolts in there. Just like that. Now what I like to do is pinch the center two together and pull the outside ones out. Start grabbing washers and nuts. Bad bolt as well. Works. Now we're going to put our 3/8 spacer plate on there. Our motor mount. Grab the 3 longer bolts. what I like to do is grab my tooling arm to that position. So I got my slot and everything. And go through and tighten everything up. I'm going to take your uprights here. Like that. In place. 2 more washers and 2 more nuts. Give that a little loose so you can get the piece of square tubing in there. You'll want to grab your short piece of square tubing, maybe 2 more bolts. Like that. 2 more washers. And that's all there is to that for this portion of it. This is going to be part 1. Part 2, I'll finish it up. I'll go through and tighten everything up off camera, and we'll finish it up by having a complete belt grinder when we're done. Thank you.